So meeting the breath, just allow the whole of your body to begin to rest back. And if there's any tension or tightness in any parts of the body, you might even just make some movements. Perhaps some holdings in the chest, or the shoulders, or the neck, or the jaw, or some other part of the body. Go ahead and bring a little motion to that part of the body so that tensions can begin to be released. And you can do this through movement or even touch. Touching where body is calling for attention. So as you're settling back, open your awareness. All your senses wide open. Sense of touch. Touch of the surface beneath your body. Touch of air on your skin. Tastes in the mouth. And sounds. Sounds all around you. And in this settling in, let's begin to focus in on the breath. And we'll begin with some coherent breathing first, in which you'll be inhaling to about 5.5, 6 seconds, and then the same on the exhale, with no pause in between. So begin yourself to do your own internal count, and knowing that sometimes it may be a little more challenging at first, but once you start moving into it, it becomes more easy. And then we'll use a little bit of sound in the background to help. So on the inhale, and then exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. So just allow your own rhythm to begin to match the sound. Big breath. Very slow and very subtle. And then allow the breath to fall into its own rhythm. Just feeling back, bringing everything together as kind of oneness. And then take a moment to inquire into your intention today, and also the most bigger intention for your whole of your being. So perhaps having the intention to be open and curious about meeting the breath, and discovering with a sense of wonder of what is present. And then for that deeper intention for your life, what is most important in your life? What brings you to this life? What is it that most wants to be lived as you? So allowing any words to arise from this, and if it's helpful, you might just tune into the heart, open the heart wide, and letting it express the true calling for your life. What you are being called for, lived as, experienced. And settling back once again, meeting the breath. Feel the inhalation and the exhalation. Feeling the sensation of breath. With each exhalation, perhaps finding a little pause, place of stillness. And you begin to allow that stillness to become more and more the deeper awareness of your being that's always here, always like hovering in the background, waiting for your attention. And it is the same as your inner resource of well-being, being and well-being, always present. And if it's helpful, bringing some imagery into the process, some memory of something that truly brings you a sense of well-being. Letting go of the imagery and just being, well-being right now. Your inner resource of well-being that's always here, always present, never not. So let's meet the breath once again. Feel the in-breath and the out-breath. As you begin to feel into the nostrils, and using your laser beam of awareness, explore can you actually bring your attention into one nostril, perhaps beginning to feel one nostril more open than the other, receiving more of the breath. So just being with the breath coming into the nose, feeling that sensation of the air brushing the internalness of the nostril, and the predominance of one nostril over the other if you feel that. And then meet the lips, soft, resting one upon the other, and the jaw, and the whole interior of the mouth, tongue, just floating inside. And can you allow that breath to flow here as well? Meeting the breath within the mouth and jaw. And then the ears. Feel how the breath can circulate amongst the folds and valleys of the external ear. And how it inevitably travels inwards through this little canal of the ear. And then feeling other parts of the face, cheeks, temples, forehead. Meeting the very subtleness of the breath here. How the breath falls into and flows into little crevices around the eyes. Feel the eyes surrounded with the loving feeling of the breath, nourishing behind the eyes. And then feeling the crown of the head, sensing beneath the surface of the scalp. And so the breath is moving into these inner linings and beginning to saturate the whole interior of the head, all the inner workings, saturated with the breath. And then attention into the throat, back of the throat, the gentle flow inwards and outwards of the breath. And then meet with your attention into the shoulders. Shoulders softening, letting go of tensions. Feel the flow of the breath throughout the shoulders, left and right. And then feeling this breath like a gentle waterfall beginning to flow down into the upper arms, elbows and lower arms, flowing through the wrists and enlivening hands, perhaps even feeling a pulsing or throbbing or tingling within the hands and fingers. And then bring your laser beam of attention into the chest. Feel how the breath fills the chest, these upper lungs. And how it even comes in to the heart. And from the heart, it's dispersing throughout the body. Feeling this breath now dispersing downwards into the middle of the torso, flowing all around the rib cage and deep inside. Feel the breath, meet the breath in the belly. Feel the belly just gently expanding and releasing with the breath. And meet the pelvic bowl. Pelvis is like a little bowl that contains and supports the torso. Feel this pelvic bowl that also is surrounded by muscles that often become very tense. So feel the breath as it flows into this area, softening the whole of the pelvis. And then allow the breath to flow down all around the spine. Flowing and filling all the different crevices of the spine and saturating the spine, feeling that saturation moving out into other parts of the back. So the whole torso now is filled with the breath, meeting and greeting whatever it encounters. Lovingly. And allow your attention now to drift down from the torso into the thighs. Meet the breath here. The knees. How the breath fills every crevice in and around the knees. And moving further down through lower legs and ankles. And into the feet. Can you feel this breath now filling the feet? Every little crevice. And feeling the aliveness of the soles of the feet. And now begin to coalesce the whole of the body. Whole body all at once. Feel the whole body being breathed. How the inhalation expands everywhere. How the exhalation releases everywhere. And the feeling of well-being. The every-awareness of well-being. Well-being flowing into every crevice of body and mind. Well-being everywhere. And even shining out beyond into space. Beyond location. And every awareness of well-being. From this every awareness, begin now to feel back into physicalness, feeling surface, support, groundedness, ease, well-being, body and mind. Welcome the very subtleness of energy pulsing, throbbing, tingling. And welcome once again the breath. Feeling the breath, the inhalation as a receiving, and the exhalation as a giving out. So staying with this feeling of receiving and giving, that interconnectedness we have with one another, with the world, with life itself. And if you'd like, you can begin now to move back into coherent breathing. Or be with whatever breathing wants to be here now. But be with the flow of the breath. So the breath is like a stream. You're climbing on the stream of the breath. All the way to the top of the inhalation. All the way to the bottom of the exhalation. Being with the flow of the breath. And just notice what is present now. Where is your attention? Is it shining on a particular thought or feeling? Or is it just wandering? Be with wherever the breath is now, wherever it may want to land, or perhaps just flow. Can you notice the breath now, as though it's flowing into the lower belly? The gentle rise and fall of the belly with each breath. Perhaps feeling breath in the ribcage area. Can you feel it in the front of the ribs? You feel the breath in the left side ribs. Breath in the right side hip ribs. And you feel the breath meeting it in the back of the ribs. Feeling the whole rib cage expanding in all directions simultaneously with each inhalation and the gentle release. Meeting breath, being with breath. Notice anything that's present that might be binding your attention. Perhaps there's a thought or feeling that knocking at your door of awareness and wants to be heard or felt. Listen to something that might be nagging you from your life. Can you give it space to be present, setting it free, just as you are set free to be here? Also allowing anything else to be free to be here as well. Denying nothing. Being with everything just as it is. And if something truly does want to be heard, ask it what it needs. And if there's some action you might take to help it, making note of any response it may have. And then settling back from all of this and begin to just open your awareness to everything as it is. Body resting in space, on surface. Body breathing itself. Thoughts or feelings coming and going. Dissolving back into the greater awareness of your beingness. Vast awareness. Allowing a lightness, this freedom of lightness to arise and spread throughout your body-mind. Free, light, effervescence, joyfully present, fully as you. Notice how joy unfolds within the vast awareness of beingness. Awareness everywhere. Stillness everywhere. Peace. Well-being everywhere. And once again, from this everywhereness of awareness, meet the breath. The inhalation, the exhalation, body breathing, movement of energy, and thoughts that arise. And you bring it all together now. And from the area of the heart, can you allow the deep calling from within to shine out as you into life? How is it expressing itself now? Can you affirm it as true in this moment? I am this, whatever it may be. Love, peace, enlightenment. From this affirmativeness, can you feel this truth readying itself to move back into life, to your life? Begin to visualize yourself walking back, living from this deep essence of being, this deep calling. And allowing the breath to be your guide. So meeting the breath once again as it begins to deepen itself, as it readies itself to bring you back. Breath, sensation, aliveness of body. As you make this transition, and you feel the aliveness that's present, can you bring this enlivenment back with you, always feeling also the stillness peace, harmony that resides inside. Always at the core of your being. So feeling body, surface, feeling the body starting to move, or you may continue to rest just where you are. Can you take a moment to feel a sense of gratitude for this breath, for the stillness inside, for taking this time for yourself, feeling gratitude for no reason whatsoever. I thank you for being here.